Are you starting to feel helpless in this world? I've had a lot of people reaching out to me recently about looking around at global circumstances and the environmental and animal cruelty and race and religion and the tragedies on our globe, and of this feeling from people who have otherwise been very, very positive and optimistic, where this feeling of helplessness or hopelessness is starting to set in. And I wanted to support you today if that's you, if you're looking at global circumstances and conditions and looking around you and starting to feel like this world is falling apart, what's happening, and maybe feeling that sense of hopelessness. How can you shift that to be more optimistic? One of the major things that has served me over the years is to really dial down my attention on what's going wrong in the world and dial up my attention on what's going right. If you are tuned to the news all the time, if you've got the news on in the background, if you're watching the morning news and the evening news and the late night news, if you're listening to the radio and the news as you're driving in your car and watching your social media feed and intaking that information all of the time, know this: your nervous system is not designed to handle that much negativity all the time. You are putting your nervous system on high alert, which is producing cortisol, which is producing adrenaline, and your body is only capable of processing so much of that. Also reminding yourself that those media channels, their whole purpose and intention is to deliver the message of what's going on in the world. If you are consuming a lot of that information, you are starting to get a perspective or a worldview that is probably pretty specific. So one of the easiest ways to really remove that feeling of hopelessness is to dial down the amount of time you are consuming that information. It doesn't mean that you can never watch the news again or inform yourself of what's going on in the world, but make sure that it's a smaller percentage of your day. And then during the rest of your day, start tuning your attention to what's going right in the world. Notice your neighbors helping each other. Notice the kindness in your life. Notice the amount of good, to really remind yourself that it is not all bad. There is plenty of good going on in the world. Now, does this mean that we deny that there's horrible things happening out there and we don't take responsibility for that? Absolutely not. But here's what I know to be true. The more stable you are emotionally, the better you're feeling, the more optimistic you're feeling, the more positive impact you can have on our planet, on your community. The more that you are connected to, there are good people out there are good things happening, that we are a human species of problem solvers. There's incredible innovations happening all the time. And with the attitude that we are solving problems, that we are kind, that we are loving, that we will figure this out, from that perspective, we are a way better help to our neighbors. When we are in doom and gloom and a feeling of hopelessness, it's really tough to lend that helping hand and to do it in a way that's impactful and meaningful. So the more that you take care of your nervous system, the more optimistic you are in your outlook, the more good you see on the planet, the better you will be able to really support those causes that are important to you. As Einstein says, we can't solve a problem with the same thinking that created that problem, which means we have to start thinking from solutions. We have to change our thinking to be more generative. And the more that you do that in your own life, and that we all do that, the greatest way that we can change this planet is by changing ourselves and being that light. So if you're feeling that sense of hopelessness, of helplessness, Dial down your attention on what's going wrong in the world. Dial up your attention on what's going right in the world. And from that energy, that perspective, start solution finding. Here is to you living a life you love.